Hey there! Welcome back to another video. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you catching enough Z's on a daily basis? Tune into this video and find out if you are or not. Cue the intro. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another live video on this Wednesday. Today I want to get on here and talk about something very important, and that's, are you getting enough Z's every night, aka sleep? Are you catching enough hours each night? Are you getting enough quality sleep each night? And to dive into this topic, how do we know this is more so looking at the biofeedback that your body's giving you. Are you waking up feeling like shit every day? Are you waking up feeling low in energy? Are you going about your day and noticing dips in energy? Are you noticing that you're procrastinating on things sometimes? Are you noticing that you just don't have that drive like you used to? These are all warning signs that your body is giving you that you don't have the energy to continue to compete, and it's starting to decline. These are the warning signs. And it's not to get on here and to scare you. It's to get on here and properly inform you. Because most people are truly misinformed. Most people don't understand. Most people aren't aware of this, and that's okay. I was in your same shoes. I know what it's like. I used to go through my life, when I started this journey. I was like thinking, I'm perfectly fine. I had the same mentality, as I'm sure a lot of you guys currently have or have had at some point. And my mentality going into this was, I was the type of guy that was like, yeah, I'll sleep when I'm dead, grind, don't stop, let's keep going, hustle, hustle, hustle mentality. I had that same fucking mentality. I had that same, and there's nothing wrong with having that drive. But here's the cost of that. When you neglect your sleep, you lose the drive. When you neglect your sleep, you lose your energy. Energy is something that, while it can be created by movement, it has to be replenished through sleep. And what I mean by that is, if you're not getting proper sleep, if you're not getting proper, adequate, deep REM sleep every night, and you're shorting yourself on sleep to try to get more done, to try to do more in the day, this is costing you ample recovery. This is costing you energy that you're taking from your body. This is going to cost you decrease in productivity, because guess what? Now you have to work more hours in your day. And now when you get to the end of your day, you want to work out. You want to, still live that healthy lifestyle. Raise your hand. We all do. Comment down below. Do you try to do that? And guess what happens? You have to gravitate towards that caffeinated beverage, that pre-workout, because you feel like it's the normal thing to do because everyone else is doing it. And so you go to the gym, you're like all hyped up, you're all amped up, you're like, fuck yeah, let's go, let's do this. And then after 6 p.m. rolls around, after your workout's done, you're like, oh fuck, I can't go to sleep. It's that vicious cycle. And so then you continue to be on that vicious cycle for months, for years. And you feel like this is normal though. But the problem is, it's not normal. You see, relying on loads of caffeine is like that crutch that's going to continue to haunt you. It's robbing you of that natural energy that you could be producing without it. But when we rely on these natural sources are taking what we could be doing, and they're robbing that energy. They're robbing that natural production. It's like the same concept that I talk with a lot of people, very similar to taking TRT, aka testosterone replacement therapy. Caffeine is a similar way. Now it doesn't. It's more so brain altering. So essentially a drug. It affects your performance in this way. It alters the chemical makeup. It alters your mood. So if you notice a lot of caffeine addicts, if you may be one of them, I was one of them. I don't say this to offend people. I say this because I was that guy who literally was walking around every day like a fucking zombie and was drinking loads of caffeine all day. You can throw me any pre-workout name on the market, I've had it. Any type of coffee, any type of energy drink, I've had it. I've tried it. I used to be that guy. And so right now, most people don't realize this, but to this day, I can get up without caffeine. I can function without caffeine. And there's secrets behind that. There's a system behind that. There's a specific protocol behind that formulated for each person that they can get the same results as I did. This ain't bullshit. This isn't a gimmick. I will continue to show up every day like this with high energy to prove a point that I don't need fucking caffeine to function. And you don't either. Now, is it a bad thing? Absolutely not. There's a time and a place for caffeine. But if you are living your life, and if you haven't already, go ahead and take my caffeine addiction quiz. It's linked in my guide section in the group. So if you're new to the group, welcome to the group. There's a caffeine addiction quiz. It's in the guide section. It has a little bit of an intro video. Watch that video really quick. Take the quiz. That way you'll be able to book a 15-minute call. I just spoke with a gentleman earlier today. Guess what? We were able to solve a specific problem that was going on with him. So if you're not taking the quiz, if you're not active in this group, you're losing out on a lot of energy. You're losing out on a lot of money that you could be making. You're losing out on precious time and spending quality time with your family, your loved ones, because you aren't implementing. So if you're an action taker, if you're implementing from this group, this is paying off for you. You're going to see the results. You're already seeing the results. That's why a lot of my clients see the results. That's why guys that don't even work with yet see results. Because they see what I do, they implement, they try it, and they're like, oh, fuck, it works. So not doing this one thing, not sleeping enough, not getting a quality sleep, not targeting your sleep specifically, making this a high priority until it's fixed, is costing you tons of money. It's costing you time. It's costing you all these things in your life, your freedom. It's costing you this. And so, which is why you guys will never be the top producer long term. If you currently are, and you currently are reaping the success and the benefits and rewards, I hear this all the time. Zach, I don't have any issues. I'm doing this X, Y, Z. That's great. What about 6 months from now? What about a year from now? I've talked to hundreds of guys, in my time so far, and the common theme is it's like I don't have time. Well, if you don't have time now, what happens in like 5 years when it gets worse? What happens in 3 months when it gets worse? You see, the body is a very magnificent thing. And after the past 12 years of studying the body, I've been very blessed with being able to see these things firsthand from my experiences, from my personal experiences, from what it's done to me, from how it's reversed from clients, how I was able to be implemented with clients. But I was able to also see this journey come out to me, and it's very eye-opening to see that what the effects can be when someone is so reliant on caffeine. What it can do to the body, what it can do to the mind, what it can do to your drive, how you feel when you don't consume it. Guys, it's like taking cocaine. And I'm saying this in, the best way possible because it's true. If you look at the chemical makeup of, anything that alters the profile of your brain, it's a drug. Because if you look at people who, like I said earlier, who drink loads of, I used to know several people, who drink caffeine all the time. I used to deliver, like one of my last careers, I worked as a route sales driver for a huge vending corporation. And that's why I quit, because I was going to huge accounts that were top sales companies in the Lexington area, and they were relying on caffeine and coffee all damn day long. And all these guys, I'm like, holy shit. And that was a light bulb moment for me. It was a light bulb moment for me that I knew this was the wrong place for me to be in. I was making good money. I was doing the wrong fucking thing though. I was making good money and doing the wrong thing and giving and contributing to something, to industries that were fucking and harming the health of other people. And I know people maybe thinking they're like, oh well, caffeine is harmless. Yeah, it is. It's harmless in moderation. Most people don't know what moderation is, and they fail to find that moderate dose for them. And so what happens is not only do they fail to do that, but they actually it's like it's been replacing water recently. It's the new water. Everyone's like, oh, well, I'm thirsty. Let's get a caffeinated beverage. Oh, I love this new Bang. Let's drink that one. It's on break. Let's have this. And next thing you know, you're drinking 500-600 milligrams of caffeine a day, which is like 5 times over the recommended daily allotment for individual. Most people don't realize that though, and they're like, oh, well, I have a high tolerance. I can drink loads of caffeine. But what happens when you don't drink that? That's the question to ask yourself. When you don't drink that caffeine, what happens? When you don't meet that 500 milligram mark, what happens? I'll tell you. Migraines. Your body starts to reject what's going on. It's like, oh shit, I don't have my caffeine dose for the day. It starts to act out. It's like warning, warning, warning. I don't have my fix. Where's my fix? And so you can't quit cold turkey. You can't quit caffeine cold turkey. Once you've been on it for so long at such a high dose and your body's so reliant on it, you cannot quit. That's why you notice people who get off of it and they're like, oh shit, their body's all fucked up. And they have to start drinking again. Just to function. It's the same thing with people who are alcoholics. They can't just stop cold turkey because their body can't function. So what happens is when you go through this process, you have to have a specific protocol in place to properly wean yourself off of caffeine, to properly set up the proper sleep schedule for you to get the beneficial sleep that you need, and to create a perfect routine structure for you. Because if you're not doing these things, it's going to cost you loads of money. Because think of how much you're spending right now on caffeine. The average person spends like typically $25 a week on caffeine. If you're a Starbucks person, if you're a Dunkin' Donuts person, if you're a convenience store person, you love those energy drinks. That all adds up. You may think, oh, a couple dollars here or there. Go look at your balances. Go look at your budget. Look how much money is being allocated towards caffeine every week, every day, every month, every year. Go back and look at all these things. And it's not saying that it's like I said, it's a bad thing, but when you're drinking in such an excess and it becomes that crutch for your energy, and it becomes the new normal for you, and it replaces your natural energy intake, your body's just like, well, I need this because I can't produce this now. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as taking TRT and relying on TRT. Now your body shuts off the natural production. Same thing with caffeine. Your body shuts off your natural production over time. And once you become reliant on it, it's like it takes forever to wean off of it. You have to do a certain protocol. You have to wean off of it until the point where your body gets used to that. And then you have to incorporate and be consistent with a specific protocol to build that energy back up, to build that sleep back up, to build that structure in your life back up. Because if you don't, your body's going to be like, well, fuck, I'm done. It starts to crash again. It starts to act out, and you have to do this in a process. If you don't do this in a process, it sucks. It doesn't work, and that's why you notice a lot of people who are like, well, I can't do this very long. I need my coffee. I need my caffeine. That's great. That's why you see a lot of people who are like that. That's the common excuse and the common objection I hear a lot is like, I need it. No, you don't. You don't need it. You want it. You're heavily relying on it, so it's a want for you. That want became a need because it's like your body can't function without it. So, if you can find a way, which is possible, highly possible, if you put in the work and do the right things, you're going to transform your energy levels, how you feel, how you're able to show up every day and produce. And when you have that natural high in energy back again, when you're able to properly recover at night, which is so beneficial for growth hormone release, testosterone production, everything, recovery, just overall how you feel when you wake up. Because if you're not waking up energized, something's fucked up in your sleep. And you have to get that fixed. You have to get that addressed, because if you're not getting it addressed, you're never going to properly recover. It just doesn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much sleep you're getting or when you go to bed and when you wake up. Because if it's not dialed in, you'll know, because you will be waking up like dog shit, and you have to immediately start gravitating towards caffeine earlier and earlier in the day, and then you have to drag it on later and later in the day just to keep up with your energy, because you're dragging ass. So this is essentially me. Is every time I get on here, guys, every time I get on here and I talk about this topic, anything energy related, I want you guys to know this, that I'm the calm before the storm. I'm the guy that shows up every day and is trying to give you this information and really just help you take off with it, and help you get real results. I'm the guy who shows up before that fucking storm. And the guys who implement and take action before the storm comes, they get fucking results too. They see the same success that I preach on a daily basis. They see, what it is I talk about. It happens. It comes to fruition in their life. But for those who continue to make excuses, the storm is coming. So, will you be ready to face that storm head on, or will you actually want to join the ranks with everybody else that has seen success from that? The choice is yours. And with that said, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you guys on Friday. Peace out.